The pack list is insane. Okay, let's start with the pack list then. Sounds good.
Yo, what's up, guys? So, I flew to Utah.
I hope this deck doesn't have Vakaushi. For the love of God, pack.
To come hang out with Joey, and I was playing a deck, you know, that I literally conjured up on the way here as a joke.
Hold up. How many quarter centuries? We need to make a prediction. And if you already watched it, do not take part. That's cheating. How many quarter centuries Starlights are in Pack's deck? 0, 1 to 8, 9 to 15, 16 to 20, or 21 plus? Let's hear it from the man himself. Is this better? Or this is better.
And I ended up winning. So I played Rescue Ace Fire King. Fire. Yeah, which is, you know, the year of the fire, so had to get a head start. And yeah, I thought overall the deck was pretty good. I'll explain the theory as we get to the deck profile, but before we...
Why does this box say stretch tight?
Jump into the rest of the video, don't forget to go to tx1.com and use pack 10 for 10% off the Supreme Pros. I sleeved my entire deck in them, and they felt great. I gave a couple out during the event, a couple friends as well, and they all really liked it. So
fire sleeves for the fire deck.
Exactly. Also, shout out to Joe for letting me crash at his place. Shout out to Cam, Johnny. Shout out to Shrek. Shout out to, you know, the SLC
Johnny
Goons.
Taylor.
Yeah, Johnny
Shout out to Shrek.
Taylor. You guys all know, you know what I'm saying. Ben. Omar. Shout out to all of you guys. You guys are awesome. It was really cool to hang out with all you guys. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's jump right into the deck profile. So, for the rescue engine, you have Lifter, 2 Hydrants. I wish I could play 3, but...
Bro, the Flamberge mat from the Japanese YCS is, whew.
Couldn't find 3rd CR. You know the vibes, so I played 2.
I actually don't know those vibes that he's talking about. The vibes he's referring to, I do not know them.
Turbulence, 2 Preventer, standard so far. I played 1 Fire Engine and then 3 Impulse. This card was actually like cracked. Having this in my deck to like use emergency to summon this was really good because like it turns emergency into 2.
There's an important question right now in chat that I do need to figure out. Don't you think Hack looks like Oshawott? Hold up. Oshawott. No, he doesn't. He does? No way. Hold up. Where? A little bit? Well, yeah, he's got 2 eyes and a nose and a mouth. He got 2 hands. There's some similarities. But that's about it. I don't see it. Nah, you guys are trolling. You guys are being mean.
Emergency into 2 monsters without committing your normal summon, which is like insane.
Which one is back?
So I really like this card.
Stop.
Let me see. And then for the Fire King engine, I played 1 Grunix. You don't really want to open it, but if you do, it's like fine. You can pitch off Witch. And then I played 3 Kieran, which is like the best card of the deck from the Fire King perspective because it ensures that like all of your Fire King monsters like always resolve their effects. It was like really nice because I would like purposely summon Turbulence without SP, and then I activate the effect and note impermanent, I'll chain Kieran, and then they're like, yo, what is going on?
That is messed up. If my opponent goes Turbulence and I impermit and they chain Kieran in hand, nah, that's foul.
Like one of my opponents specifically said, they're like, I was prepared for Fire Kings, and I was prepared for Rescue Ace, but definitely not both of them. And then I played 1 Barong because...
Chad, you think they said that? You think they really said that, or is it made up? I'm not sure. I think it's like 50-50. There's a 50% chance that statement was made the fuck up.
1 Brawling and then 1 Ponic. So let me explain the ratio really quick. The reason why I played these 6 cards was because if I get access to Island or I bridge the Fire King engine with the Rescue engine through Sinful package, I can summon the Ponics. Ponics would then get the Island and then or Sanctuary into Island, and then that will destroy a fire monster, the Ponics usually. that will get access to Garunix. Garunix will then pop the Barong from the deck, and then Barong will search a Kieran in the standby phase, which makes it so that I have a pop on my opponent's turn. So like there was one game I played against like Pure Cash who like Raigeki Dark Hold me, and I saw like 5 interrupts after because of Kieran as well.
So I mean, yeah, that's the thing, right? I've kind of been noticing that I honestly am not sure about the synergy between Fire King and Rescue Ace. I feel like it's kind of non-existent in a lot of ways, except like Kieran letting you dodge Imperm is okay, I suppose, right? But I think in general, the Fire King deck on its own, like, it makes a relatively mediocre end board, and we've talked about that a little bit in the past when we've tested the deck at first as like a pure variant, and it feels like it's kind of mediocre, but it's very, very good at, in general, like extending plays, you know, protecting your stuff from Imperm. It's a very, very good secondary engine, I feel like, right? And that's basically what happens. I feel like when everyone in the OCG right now is naming the deck Fire King, right? I don't think they're doing it justice. I think it's more like Fire King being the best secondary engine for the Snake Eye good stuff fire deck, because Fire King do a lot of things for it. They give them a little bit more oomph to the end board because Garunix Engrave setup, you know, you get a pop on the opponent's turn, you can make the rank 8 to blow up their monsters. It's just at more layers of interruption, but most importantly, it's also a lot of guaranteed follow-up. It's a way to dodge Imperm with the Kirin. It's a way to play the game without your normal summon, right? Like when your actual normal summon in the Snake Eye deck gets stopped, you can just have Island or the Snake Eye continuous spell, and you not Snake Eye, the Fire King continuous spell, and you can just keep playing, right? It gives you a lot more layers of extension, follow-up, a little bit more interruption on the opponent's turn. It's everything you want from a secondary from the secondary engine in your deck, right? And even in Rescue Ace, apparently it's working. Like, you know, that's what I've been thinking. Like when I was playing against like the Tri-Brigade Fire King deck, when I'm seeing the Snake Eye Fire King decks, it's like I'm always thinking like, damn, Fire Kings is such a good complementary engine. It seems so, it integrates so flawlessly into those decks, right? Because it just has so much natural synergy. It's so easy to synergize with Fire King as long as your deck's freaking fire.
Like, it was just like super layered. Like, I've back row interruption, Garunix in like the graveyard, you know, like the on-field disruptions, like in hand disruptions. So it just like makes your deck super more layered. And and going second, having this is really nice because you're usually gonna get
layers really is the right word. Layers is the right word as to, if you had to describe why Fire King is good with one word, it's layers. The deck has a lot of layers when it comes to playing on your own turn, right? Because you're not like normal summon if it gets stopped. You know, that's what people mean when you say layers. It's like, you know, you have multiple ways of playing the game. You have ways to follow through on a certain disruption on that, right? And that's the thing. Fire King on its own doesn't really, it has a lot of redundancies, right? Like, for example, if you draw the Garunix and you still have Fire King Island, you don't even have a great search target for the Fire King Island, because there's nothing you really need once you have the island with a fire monster. You don't need to search anything else. You don't need to, you know, you have everything already. You don't have Fire King on its own is not really good to go above and beyond, right?
access to Hydrant because you play like Impulse and like you have like a bunch of ways to get there with like Emergency and all that good stuff. So you turn Original into like another way to like break your opponent's board, especially if you get access to Ponix going second. Like I remember like I darked one of my opponent's witches because I didn't draw it, and then I used their wish to set an Original, and then use Original to get access to Ponix, which converts into two bodies because you get to summon Garunix when you trigger Island, and then Island pops Kieran from the deck, which gets you another Ponix back. So it allows you to convert like the Black Witch into like two monsters, which comes up.
I for one am kind of excited to see to be going into this kind of fire metagame. I know some people are, I mean, I'm sure some people are not looking forward to it. I think the biggest reason why people are not looking forward to it is probably the wanted price tag, which I 100% understand. But from a pure gameplay perspective, I'm really looking forward to this kind of like because I don't remember if we've ever had this kind of thing where like all of the, or like a lot of the top tier decks are using the same sort of engines, but they're all pairing it with different stuff. And so some parts of the decks are the same, other parts are different. And then you have to figure out, okay, which of these Fire King or which of these Snake Eye decks is going to be the best against the others, and how do they interact with each other. It sounds very exciting. I suppose Zodiac was a little bit like this, but Zodiac was always the main engine, right? It's kind of like Zodiac, yeah, a little bit, but Zodiac didn't have that many variations. I feel like Zodiac was really like, in the beginning it was just Zodiac, and then it was like, okay, Draco Zoo. That was like arguably really the only thing, right? Adventure Engine, I think it goes past that. Adventure Engine was just the same 9 cards in every deck. I think it's different for Fire format. Fire format is way more like, you know, I wouldn't compare it to the, because that was just one piece of engine in the same deck. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same.
Because from there I made access code clear the whole board and, you know, OTK'd them. But for hand traps, I only played 3 Ash.
Wait, where's the rest of the non-engine?
and then 3 Infirm. Not really that many non-engine. I honestly...
Okay, did we count quarter centuries? There was no quarter centuries yet, right? All of these don't come in quarter century. This was the first 6.
Just
6.
Played engine and just try to break my opponent's board with just powerful cards. You know, just the theory of strong engine. Definitely just came up with that. 3 Black Witch.
9.
3 Wanted, and then
12.
1 original.
Is this all? Are they all? I think so. 12, 13.
So much to say about it. Like, I think these cards are like basically just like chaos bases, and I would play more of them if I could. They're just like.
By the way, I do want to play. I do think I want to play a fire deck for the regionals next weekend. I'm not sure exactly which one I want to play, because I don't want to play a boring one that everyone's playing. So I've been thinking about which one I will, because I kind of want to get used to this whole Diabellstar Wanted. I actually haven't played a deck with that yet, so I kind of want to look into it. I don't know what I'm gonna play yet, I suppose. So I normally tell you not to do this, but if anyone has an interesting idea of what kind of Wanted deck I could play, you can shoot me a Discord DM. I normally tell you not to do this because people send me like 3 decks a day and be like, hey, can you look at my deck list? And I just, like, from simple times, because of time reasons, I simply can't. But this time, if you have a cool idea that you think is like worth testing out, I'm willing to look at it.
Best. I really like
Volcanics.
that. I
might look into Volcanics.
I wanted to, like I said, make my deck really
maybe.
consistent, but also make it so that I can bridge the gap between the Rescue Engine and the Fire King Engine. Yeah, so there's that. Then I play also 3
Okay, I will send you Wanted Kuribo Turbo. See, I shouldn't have asked.
Prosperity, so basically every good card, 1 Rhoda. All the broken cards.
Is this a quarter century? Where does this come in quarter century? How does Pack have cards that no one else has in quarter century? Is this in rarity collection? Oh, it is in rarity collection, right? Okay, 17.
3. All the 1-0s are utility. 2-0s are like for, you know, just for I guess resources. 3 emergency, they're
common,
not super because I give them way out at locals. So I'm gonna have to go back to my locals and tax my boys, get them back. 1 alert, 1 rescue, standard. Yeah, 1 island, 1 sanctuary. I only played 1 in 1 of these, like I said, because I played so many witches, so many wanted. I didn't feel like I needed more of these because those witches and wanteds basically convert into these. So I feel like just 1 in 1 were fine. I played against a lab matchup where I actually like won just because like I opened Fire King cards. Like the Fire King cards just broke the entire lab board. So I like the fact that like the rescue deck has a really hard time to lab, but adding the Fire King cards actually helps the lab matchup a lot, which I think.
Have you guys ever seen that? It's been something that I was thinking about. Has anyone seen someone play a freaking Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys to like in the side deck to completely destroy like back row decks? I think that'd be so funny. Because you could do that, right? You could just destroy it from the deck with Garunix, and then next standby phase, it just comes back and blows up all their stupid floodgates. It'd be so funny as like a one-off. If you ever do play against some random stun deck.
Is really important. Because Kieran non-targeting effects just makes your opponent.
But I guess, okay, yeah, what I will say is someone in chat is mentioning it right now. Nobody is on Floodgates. It is true. I have not seen a single stun deck at the regional yesterday, which is obviously a phenomenal thing. It's a very good thing, you know?
It's like crazy. 1 HQ, don't really need it, but I always side this card out too. But I don't know, the game ends in like the turn 3, to be honest, almost every time, and then 2 traps. And then that's it. 44 cards in the main, 6 non-engine. Don't ask me how I did it. Extra deck, Typhon.
What are we at?
Broken.
17? This is number 18. We're hitting 21 plus easy. I put it too low.
I summoned it under Silent Wolf a lot, which comes up. Which
I actually have this. I have this one too now. I can proudly say I'm the owner of a quarter century Typhon. Not to brag or anything, but I acquired it by opening my entry packs yesterday at the regional. So you know, kind of.
I thought it was really, really nice. Like, because sometimes like you don't have a way to like summon under Silent Wolf. Like there's no, like you can't make a Karibo with a level 8 or anything along those lines. So like I would make Sunlight, summon this under Sunlight Wolf, and add a Kieran back, and then have like, you know, a couple interruptions. So yeah.
If you already got Starlight Quests, I'm not really interested in high rarity versions of cards that are gonna be like, I have a couple high rare cards, but it's only staples. Because I don't like spending a lot of money on cards that are only going to be playable for like, I don't know, half a year, or anything like that. Like, yeah, I don't know. And I also want the other thing is I don't even like main deck Starlights or main deck Quarter Centuries. I actually don't like those cards. I don't think they look better than I don't think they look better than the, like, I like regular, I unironically like regular Secret Rare, Diabellstar, and Wanted more than the QCRs. But I don't feel it, even the slightest percent of my body wanting to pick up those cards, because I just like the Secret Rares more, unironically.
Fun.
There's too much going on.
We have access code
in
Appalooza.
If I have that card in my hand, I don't know.
Yeah, these are just really, really good cards.
Okay, Starlight Apo 19.
Outing your opponent. This outs your opponent's stuff going second, and this is like, I usually make this card going second a lot. And a lot of people don't expect that for some reason. Celine, because you played the Witch.
20.
So it helps you climb to Link Force for free.
21.
Going second, I use
there we go.
We
We're 5 cards into the extra deck, and the thing is already over. I should have put it higher.
To make Appalooza, to like make sure that I resolve all my stuff.
Is Access Starlight?
Heat
Oh
Soul
yeah,
is part of my
probably
combo.
2, yeah. 22.
I usually go for like Sunlight into Heat Soul into Appalooza. So I get 1 free draw. Unicorn, because I just wanted...
Wait, is this just Secret Rare? You have got to be kidding me.
Expected a lot of Fire Kings today, and Unicorn is a non-targeting or non-destruction removal, so that's it.
Oh, it's
Dark
collectors.
and Hida, because
saved
of Witches.
2 more, and, 24.
Hida for like the mirror match, which is really good. Double SP Knight, I did summon both these.
26.
IP.
27.
That's like the standard inboard I go for. Like the other inboard I go for is like sometimes I go for Sunlight Wolf with IP underneath it with like a bunch of
was waves, expecting like, Starlight Charmers. They are Starlight
with like access to Kieran. Silent Wolf adding back your resources. Nightmare Phoenix came up for me where I went like summon Phoenix. My opponent goes Imperm with the other card because they want to take the background chain Kieran. That was
I like how we are not even really paying attention to the deck, because I mean, the way he's presenting it is like he's not being serious about it, right? He's playing Rescue Ace Fire King, and he's laughing at his own deck profile. Everyone is just counting the Starlights and the Quarter Centuries.
Crazy. and then 1 Karibo, 1 Anima. I had like 2 people playing the Anima. Didn't expect that to ever happen, but Yugioh happens, so it is what it is. Side deck, I played a bunch of, so like basically because like I didn't really have a lot of hand traps in the main deck, I wanted to just play more board breakers, so I decided like 2 Storm and evenly for basically every rogue.
Oh, that's 5 more. Now we're over 30. I lost count. Are we at 32 or 33?
Deck, and then in the rescue mirror, like,
so Pack's deck is like 3 to 4k. I'm pretty sure this is way more than 3 to 4k, unironically. I didn't calculate it, but I don't think 3 to 4K does justice to this shit. This is more than that. The freaking SPs alone are, I think, a grand together. Like, I think 2 SPs is already like 1,000 almost, right? And then Apo is also 1,000, I think, alone. IP is like 500 or some shit like that. I don't know exactly. It's like those 5 cards or 4 cards are already like 3K or some shit like that. The Charmers, this deck is easy 10, I think.
These cards like are like basically blowouts, so like theirs looks really, really good. I said 1 Kurikawa because you can like search it with original. So I like the fact that I have 1 in the side deck just in case I play against a Pearly duelist, and you know, maybe I don't draw my impulses or I don't get access to impulses. So having the 1 Kurikawa to search off the original.
And it looks like he has them single sleeved. Yeah, that's beyond madness to me.
Get me there. I didn't play against any Pearly, but I definitely did respect that deck. 3 Nibiru. For basically whenever I went first, I would side Nibbin as like a backup plan in case things go wrong.
I think at this point he just does it for the memes as well. I think he just plays everything in Quarter Century that's available in Quarter Century. Because there's no way he thinks Nib looks better than the ultis he used to own, right? He used to have Nibs. I remember Pac was the guy we made fun of, or like not made fun of, but who's had like ultis and everything, right? And he's swapped all of those ultis for Quarter Century. There's no way he thinks they look better, right? No shot.
About the impermanences, because like sometimes your back row, like you literally like you don't have enough cards like set. Like I can't even set like the impermanences sometimes, because Sanctuary like clogs up the 5th zone. So I would take out the impermanence and put Nib in.
They
like,
look good. I mean, yeah, they look good, but they're not. I don't think they're better than the ultis.
If Nib was like a half board, it's like almost impossible for your opponent to like ever win. 3 Bell for Labyrinth, because no big welcome for you. And then 3 Droplets. So this was like super last minute, but I wanted to play because I realized that I summoned like with impulses, you summon on your opponent's turn a lot. So like the fact that you can like start with like a lot of card advantage off impulse and then droplet your opponent I thought would be really nice. The main reason.
Okay, I lost count on the Quarter Centuries. With the side deck was almost exclusively Quarter Centuries, except for the Kurikara. So that's 14 more. Yeah, it's over 40. It was over 40 Quarter Century rares. My freaking highest prediction thingy was half of the actual answer. That's crazy. I'll have to keep that in mind. I'll have to keep that in mind for future pack deck profiles. Remind me of that. Remember, like we need to remember this. For the next friggin', we have to start the predict, like the lowest needs to be like 20 plus, and then we have to just predict. I think it would be more funny if it was the exact, like you have to predict, is it 40 or is it 41 or is it 42? Oh god. Okay, well, as far as the deck list goes, I'm pretty sure this is a competent Yu-Gi-Oh deck. The way he's presenting it, I mean, I think it's quite obvious that it was more, I think he picked it more as like a meme, as like a kind of thing where, and I can kind of get behind that sentiment of like, hey, this format right now, it's interesting, but it's not super relevant because it's going to change so much in 2 to 3 weeks. That like, you don't feel inclined to really go out there and cook, right? You just want to throw something together and just play, you know, just play a wacky fire deck, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, Rescue Ace is a good deck, and the Fire King engine, I don't think it hurts the deck much, right? He sacrificed a lot of non-engine spaces to just play a secondary, you know, Fire King package, like whatever, you know, have a secondary target for the Sinful Spoils card and just go about it like this, right? And it's fine. And it kind of worked. I mean, it obviously worked, but it's just kind of like another fire good stuff pile, which like, okay, you know, is this better or worse than Fire King Snake Eye right now, or, you know, Fire King Tri Brigade, or any of the Diabell Star decks, right? Like, I don't know if it's better or worse, or it's definitely more wacky. But if it goes first and pulls off Turbulence, you're not doing shit to it probably, so it's fine. It's definitely a playable deck, even though it is more on the wacky side. But it's cool. I just think we kind of all have to collectively accept the fact that the Year of the Fire is coming, and the fire decks are already performing right now. And if you read Snake Eye Populace and Promethean Princess, you know what's up. you know what's about to happen to Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what's about to happen. If these decks are already able to perform right now, you just imagine what's gonna happen in a couple weeks, right? We just have to embrace it. No, I will simply not read them, Smile. I will simply not read them. Okay. All right. Interesting deck though. Just goes to show the power of the wanted cards, if anything. You know, you can throw the wanted cards into almost anything and kind of cook with it, you know, so that's cool.